Hi, welcome to my channel. It's been a while since I posted anything. Been busy. I've not been on my track bike this year. I've done a bit more to that, but I've not had any updates on videos. I've bypassed all the ABS and fitted braided hoses and the Brembo front calipers, which just looks and feels much better with the carbon fibre front mudguard and rear hugger. So yeah, not done too much to it really, to be honest, and I've done the decap pipe, which I think I posted. Yeah, so but that unfortunately this year I've not been out on that. Still starts and runs. I did go to sell it, but I got a load of messes, and you know what, I just, for the money, I'd rather it sit there, and you know, maybe next year or the year after I will take it out. You can see last time I had it out I had some fun on it. So I just got some idiots just saying, you know, just like, you know, one lady own and all that, because it's only done 22,000 miles, and because I put that down and made it, you know, sound like it's low mileage, they're all like going on about it, but it comes with 3 engines. So yeah, I was selling the whole package, not now, but I was selling the whole package, that, you know, tyre warmers, the gazebo, the Honda generator, you know, everything you need for track day for 2,500. I know it's an old bike, but it's come basically with another bike as spares, bar the frame, 3 engines, 3 sets of wheels, tyre warmers, as I said, you know, all for 2,500 quid. And look at the condition of it. I just couldn't believe it. So, and all I got was just like, silly offers. You know, I've got some okay stuff, and they're not, you know, they're cheap Chinese things, but you know, the suspension on it's good and that, and it goes really well. And, you know, you can jump on that now, and she'll start straight up. It hadn't been started since February, and I started the other day. It's now September, and you know, it did take a little while to start, but it didn't flatten the battery. Started on its own back. Couldn't believe it. So, purpose of the video is I bought another one of these. It's my 3rd one. I bought one of these new when they came out in 2007. Well, actually, saying that, it was new, but it was pre-registered, so it was 2009. So it was brand new. It was dry, no oil, no water, never been started, and I bought it for 7,500. Got it a deal, you know what I mean, for such a bike. 175 brake horsepower, 185 mile per hour, super sports bike. So but regrettably I had to get rid of that. Then I got another one, which was a green one, which wasn't the best condition, so I couldn't really, it needed a lot of, the bodywork on it was, it had been owned by someone, I think it's been, you know what, I think it'd been on track. But it ran alright, and it was a green one. So anyway, recently I want another one, but I wasn't paying 5.5 grand for one. So I bought a clean one, 20,000 mile. I bought a clean one, free owner. Look how clean that is. It's an old bike. With 4th gear issue. So it's all clean ones. I've even been out on it. I went out with it yesterday. And she runs absolutely spot on. I wanted to take her out, because that's obviously had to jump 4th gear. I want to take her out, make sure it's all running right before I bit the engine out. As you can see in the background, there's another engine. So yeah, so I mean, there's nothing wrong with the engine. I'm not swapping the engine. But what I'm going to do is, I got this engine with a snap crank, so the crank snapped on it, but the gearbox on it's absolutely fine. So I'm going to tear it down, take the bottom casing off, chip the clutch out, tear it all down, take the bottom casing off, and you know, inspect the tolerance and the measurements of the gearbox itself. Anything that needs replacing, I'll replace it. The casing on this is a bit shabby, and on that one it's really clean. So this one must have been used in the wet, you know, or probably on a track or something. So yeah, I've got a zx10r engine with better condition than this. I've just jet washed it. Didn't go too heavy on it, but obviously there's a lot of loose paint. So a bit disappointed actually. I was hoping it had a half decent casing on it. None of it's seen, but if you've watched my videos, I'm just one of them people that I like everything mint and clean. So if I do use this casing, I'll end up spraying it. So, but it depends actually. Once I tear that down and take the engine out of that, see what that casing's like. If it's about the same, I will sort of like clean it up a bit. But for what I could see, you know, around, this really is clean. I mean, honestly, this video is not doing it any justice. There's a bit of dirt on it there. Yeah, this video is not doing it justice. In life, it looks even cleaner. Honestly, it's a gem. It's been a careful couple of owners this. I'm the third owner. So yeah, she's you know, there's been no key rings here like they do, don't they? Breaks my heart when you see all these chips here and nastiness and, you know, all around here and that. It's got a few little nicks here and there, but for its age, she really is clean. You know, and everything feels nice and tight as well. It's not, been riding it and, you know, she just feels nice. Brakes feel good. Yeah, it feels really nice. I'll end up probably putting Brembo on this as well because I've got a thing for Brembo. But yeah, she's really clean. So yes, this video is this tear down. By looks of it, I was going to get a new crank, but it's got most likely valve to piston damage. So do I rebuild this engine? I don't know. I may do, I may not, I don't know. But you know, you can see there it's pushed the, snapped a few things in there, like, so it's been going while it's even, actually no, it's actually snapped out there as well. Just noticed that. So I think that's really important. Yeah, so I don't think this ain't going back on the road. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I've got a spare head if I need it, so yeah, so I'm going to tear it down. I won't go into detail with the video, but what I will do is I'll do it step by step. So I'll take the sump off, have a little look, have a little nose, you know, the clutch cover off, and annoyingly he didn't take that off when you had it on the bike, so I have to weld a bar to this to get that nut off, otherwise it's just going to spin. So that's frustrating. Yeah, so yeah, so I'm going to strip this down now. Well, I'll start doing it, see how far I go. I believe to separate, you have to take the oil cooler off. Obviously there's various other things need to come off before you even attempt to split the casing. So there's a bit of work in doing this. It's not a straightforward job. Water pump has to come off, I think, as well. Stat cover will have to come off because that's where it's going to split down here. So I've emptied the oil, well, what oil was in it as much as I can to minimise the mess. That's what that's doing down there for. Yeah, so so I bought this for $450, and I bought the bike for £3 and with a little bit of labour, probably some parts. You know, I'll be you know, probably £4 in because I do want to put Samco hoses on it, but I'm going to keep them black because I like this black look. All my other Kawasaki's have been green, so this is my first black one. I wanted it to be black because I got sick of the green, even though I still like my greens, but I just wanted a bit of a change and felt it, and that feel of a different bike, because I'm getting a bit bored of having the same one over and over. And the reason why I keep getting back into these is because I just love the bike. I'm a big guy, and you know, the back end on most new bikes now, they've made them really skinny with the single exhaust, and I just feel like I look a bit of a, I don't know, I just feel like a bit silly, even though the tank on this is really small. It's actually small, really smaller than mine, but obviously to get in the position, in the racing position, it's good to get sort of tucked in. But the back end on these from 06 to 07 is much wider, and I just feel better on it. I don't feel like, you know, sort of the same with the Z1000s as well. I like the Z1000s because they've got like a big back end on it, a big tank, and you know, you got this little bit here, and you know, these little bits on the side make it wider. And it's just a big bike, genuine big bike. Whereas most new bikes now, you know, they're all small and back end small, and I get it. They make them lighter and aerodynamics and all that, but I don't know. I just love the look of this. That's why I bought it when it was new. So yeah, I should never got rid of that, and I should never got rid of the second one. So this one is a definite keeper, because obviously I keep getting drawn back to these things. So like, I've had this one now. I've had that for 4 years. I've had that 3 years. So I am one of them. I'm that guy that does normally keep things for long periods of time. So yeah. So I'm gonna have a little bit of a play over there. Quite looking forward to this little project, to be honest. It's a bit, with the bike being so clean, I will admit, I'm struggling to tear it down. It just, you know, normally when you have to tear these sort of things down, it's like been knocked about a bit. But with it being so clean, it feels criminal, you know, stripping it down. But at the same time, I'm gonna have a decent, nice, clean bike at the end of it. So, and it is, you know, September, so I've got all winter to play around with it, even though I probably will do it in the window. I'm prepping for a show, so I'm gonna do it alongside that, so see how much energy I've got, because I'm cutting at the minute. So yeah, so I'm gonna get over there and start tearing this down. Okay, so split the casing. Took me a couple of hours. Got what I needed, what I think I need, and I found a problem. So, well, I didn't find a problem, I have found a problem. So the guy said it was a working gearbox in a non-working engine, because the crank is snapped, as I previously mentioned. So we've got output shaft, input shaft, and I've noticed there's a bit of wear. So obviously he said it was working, so it must have been on its way out. So it's probably, this is the 4th and 3rd gear, and as you can see, it's wearing on the dogs. So I'll get a 3rd and 4th gear, get that replaced. Everything else seems fine. The bearings seem okay. Everything on the output seems fine as well. Bearings seem all good. So yeah, so I mean, he did say it had a good gearbox, and that's why I bought it. But in all fairness, though, if I had any indication of slight wear, I would have replaced it anyway. So what are the chances of something having no wear at all? So casing wasn't too bad taking it apart, but what was a nightmare was getting all that off to get it apart. So starter, clutch assembly, basket. It's a good job I've got a compression, a buzz gun, because tell you what, some of the stuff I wouldn't have got off, because he took the engine off, and as I said, he left the front cog on. So I had to lock it with the locking tool to get that off. That flew off okay, but the cog, the front cog, which is located there for the chain, that took some doing. That did. I just had to keep using the air gun. Oil pump had to come off, because that was in the way of a nut to separate the crankcase. The water pump had to come off. Thermostat, oil filter housing had to come off. Yeah, all the casings. So yeah, wow, these look in good condition now, to be fair. The forks So I'm going to measure them, but there's not amount. I don't think I need to measure them really, because it's not a big massive amount of wear. I've seen worse, to be honest. There's a little bit, just come on focus, just in there. So now I replace this one for what it costs. Yes, I'm going to replace 4th and 3rd. They're combined, they're together. F&L seems fine, so I'm going to do all that, and then I'm going to sort of, that bottom crankcase is knackered because of what I discovered with this here. It's snapped off, so that's going to be, that covers the timing chain, so it's there for a reason. So unless I fabricate something, which I'm not going to bother doing, so the casing is actually knackered, though I took everything apart nice and careful, just standard practice really, just to, I like to put everything out, even though this is just now going to end up in a box. I just like to do it as like a practice run, so when I do that engine I've got like, I'm like familiar with what I'm going to do. So it's sort of like standard practice really, to put everything as in sort of like an order. Even the thermostat had to come out of the way, because that was in the way. But there's all your all your nuts, all your bolts to get the casing apart. So quite a bit of work in that. But yeah, as for the engine itself, the bearings look alright, in good condition. So, but again, the crank's knackered, so it's probably bent a few valves. So I don't know if it's worth, taking the head off and replacing, straighten any valves that are bent, replace any valves, skim the head gasket, new chain, because it's probably stretched. You don't know what's happened with it really, do you? So don't know. You can get a crank for 360 quid on eBay. I think there's one on there with the rods. Get a set of bearings for it. It's probably worth doing, I don't know. I'll just probably end up with all my other engines that I've got on spares. The zx10r engines that I've got. But yeah, so next video, this is just part 1. The next video will be me tearing that apart, dropping the engine out of it, and splitting the case, and then putting my newly kind of refurbed overall gearbox into that casing, put it back together and throw it back in. Should take me 2 days, I think. So the reason why I'm doing it like this is because I can get this done and it's ready to go in then, isn't it? So I don't like leaving engines like this. Not bothered about this engine because it's parts engine, but I don't really want to do that with that engine and leave it all laid out like this. So it'd be nice to just split the casing, take the old gearbox out and put the new one in. So that's my plan. So yeah, that'll be the next video. So yeah, we'll get rid of all this lot. Tomorrow I'll phone up Kawasaki. I've priced it up. I think for the 4th and 3rd gear and a new set of forks was going to set me back at 360 quid all in, delivered. So not too bad, considering it's genuine. And a new seal as well. I need a new seal. So I ordered one of them as well. Should have a parts number in there maybe or something. But yeah. Yeah, I ordered a new seal for it as well. Thanks for watching, and I will upload the other video in the next week or 2, depending when that comes. So see you all soon. Thanks for watching.